lucky to have managed to get my hands on probably the ultimate electric car, the Tesla Model S, and it's mine for the next week to have a play with. Okay, so what's a Tesla like to live with? Well, it's a bit different than a normal car. There's no ignition key in here. Actually, there's no start-stop button either. To get this thing going, you first of all put your foot on the brake. Instantaneously, everything starts. You push the stalk down into drive. Hopefully, you don't forget your seatbelt. Put your foot on the accelerator. There's no handbrake to take off. Instantly, it starts and you're away. So let's start the week with a Tesla. Okay, so the acceleration on this car is pretty phenomenal. 0 to 60 in about 5 seconds, which is quite staggering, I have to say. The fact that it can auto drive, so with 2 presses of the cruise control stalk, the car is now steering itself and maintaining a speed all on its own. So it really is something a bit special compared to a normal car, probably the most advanced implementation of automatic or autonomous driving, as they call it. So driving around, it's really quite an easy car to drive because there's so few controls. On the display it shows you where all the sensors are on the car and what it's seeing, whether there's cars in front. It'll even tell you what the current speed limit is in the area that you're at. There's lots of kind of driver focused aspects to this. The touchscreen is the biggest touchscreen in any car out there. It's simply huge. You will not get a bigger sat-nav than this in any car. You can connect to music online, like Spotify. You can bring up, if you use the Tesla app, your calendar. It links via Bluetooth to your phone, allows you to make calls, hands-free. There's voice dialing from the steering wheel as well. Some of the extra features which this has got, which you won't see on many cars, is you can actually connect this to your garage. So if you want to, if you have an electric garage door, you can summon the car in the morning. So you can press a button on your phone app. Tesla will actually open the garage door and drive itself out of the garage to be waiting, ready for you to go to work or to wherever you might be heading that day. Which is the kind of integration which is just not thought about on other cars. Mind you, this is a £60,000 car. Probably the feature most controversial on the Tesla is the fact that this thing can drive itself. I'm currently doing 70 on a dual carriageway. The car's scanning the road ahead, it's keeping me in lane. It will even change lanes if I press the indicator. But essentially, the speed and the steering on the car is being done automatically with almost zero input from me. The one thing you do have to do though is you do have to apply the brakes when a roundabout comes up. So like most electric cars, the Tesla is really, really quiet inside. It's a very calm place to be. Regenerative braking, in the Tesla you can actually switch it between standard mode, I think it is, and low. The standard mode on this is much stronger than most normal cars. So it actually gives you the ability to virtually drive with one pedal. So quite good for being in stop-start traffic. So just like the different braking modes, there are different modes for actual driving performance. The difference between them is quite noticeable. So from comfort, which makes it very light on the wheel and easy to drive, if you turn on the sport mode, which you can do now, it becomes a lot stiffer. Now what's it like for comfort? Well, actually the seat itself is electric, so you can move it and position it and put it wherever you want. The steering wheel column is electric, and you can actually set the steering wheel and seat to your favoured positions, so it's easy to switch between drivers. Hopefully today a few people are going to want to have a ride in the Tesla, and we get a few reaction shots. Ready? Off the lights. Ready?
Yeah. Just goes, doesn't it?
That's driving itself now, look.
It's bizarre, isn't it?
Yeah.
Totally bizarre.
So we start this morning with 201 miles in the Tesla, and it's actually set not to charge the full battery at the moment, which is how it came from the hire company. 201 miles is probably double what I get in my car, but then again you do pay for that. Unfortunately, I can't access the car through the Tesla app because you need to be an owner for that. So if you're using the car on hire, you won't have a username and login to use the app. So unless there's a workaround that somebody can suggest, currently I can't do interesting things like preheating the car and that sort of thing. One of the things about this Tesla is that it really is a massive car. I'm stuck in traffic at the minute and lots of other vehicles are finding it difficult to get past. It's got quite a few blind spots in it as well, so when you're looking out the back window, it's not the clearest of views. The more you get into the Tesla, the more you realise that there is an awful lot of gadgets on this car. So the sensors all over the car are really clever in what they do. They actually generate an image on the dashboard of where cars are in relation to you. If there's something in your blind spot, it shows you on the dashboard. It'll tell you the difference between lorries, vans and cars. So, unfortunately, I've just had a phone call to say that the Tesla's got to go back. Bad news in some respects, but it's been fun. It's been a good experience. It's been quite interesting to find out what a real state-of-the-art electric car can do. So what's the main thing I'm going to take away from this time with the Tesla Model S? Well, electric cars, if you'd asked someone about an electric car maybe 18 months ago, they just simply weren't cool. It wasn't the sort of thing that you wanted to talk about with people. There was maybe some people were starting to get interested in them, but what does the Tesla do for electric cars? Well, it makes them cool. This car is a cool car. People want to talk to you about it. People want to stop and inquire what it does. They're really interested. And I think that's a big thing for Tesla. They want to change the world and accelerate the move to sustainable transport. Well, I think they're going to do it. If this Model S is anything to go by as a start point, hats off to them for what they've done so far. Having the Tesla Model S for a few days, it's been quite an experience. Staggering acceleration, absolutely cutting edge automation features, and really a kind of a luxury aspect to electric vehicles that I don't think many other manufacturers can touch. It's been good fun, and hopefully we'll see you in the next video.